beauty, welcome back to my channel. One of my favorite bookish games to play is On the Shelf. I go to a bookstore and I look at a table where there is some kind of an assortment that has been curated by a bookseller, and I go through the titles and see how many of the books I've read. Depending on who the bookseller is, I suppose, or what their tastes are, or what the category is, sometimes I do much better than others. Today I decided I'm gonna play a home version, which means I'm gonna see how many of a group of books from my own shelf or stack of books behind me I've read. And how can I play this game by myself? I invited my husband to help me, so I asked him to select some books. We haven't discussed all the books that I've read, so he doesn't know all the books that are in these stacks that I've read and which ones I haven't. So let's see how he does with choosing books. I don't know if he's going to be biased towards letting me win or not. I guess I could do some kind of a competition incentive, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to see how it goes. So stay tuned as we play On the Shelf, the at-home version. Objective is I need you to pick out 20 books. And just pick out any 20 books. They don't have to be books that you think I've read, or books that you know I've read. As a matter of fact, it's best if you choose books that you don't know whether or not I've read.
From here two or just one?
Let's stick with my books for now. And so there's this game that I play when we go to the bookstore. How many books from the stack you've read? So I'm gonna do the at-home version,
Okay.
where you're gonna pick out 20 books. And out of those 20, we'll see how many of them I have read. So any 20, as obscure as you think. Wow. Yeah. That's one. That's two. Oh my. Three. Do you have a method for this? 4. That's 4. Infinite Jest. Oh my goodness. Number 5. 6.
6.
Wow. 7. Madame Bovary. Gustave Flaubert. Whew. That's 8.
8.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you are really getting into this. Beware the Book Towers. 9. Jonathan. No, this is Matthew Quick, Love May Fall. Number 10 is What If by Randall Monroe. Wow.
I know you read that one.
Which one?
The Girl on the Train.
It's okay. I'll fix them that.
Where are we, 10?
Yep. $11. That's 12. Headstrong. 13. 14. Ernest Hemingway. Okay. Wow, the nonfiction section is getting some play. 15.
16.
Wow. All right.
Interesting.
We need your names.
17.
Mm-hmm. 18. You don't have to go to the bottom of the piles. Some of the books on the top I haven't read. And the big finale, number 20, what will he choose? He picked the book that I just put there this morning. So, okay, let's make a pile. Read and unread. Unread, Fever Dream. I just got this from the library yesterday. Unread. This I've read, The Pact. I read this when I was tutoring in middle school.
Okay.
I got like several copies of this. So read, unread. This I read because I had to review it. This book I actually got from Elliot, and I read a part of it, but I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm gonna put it in the middle, halfway. This I read maybe like 10 pages. I was gonna do a group read, and sorry, wrong pile. This I did read. Got this one from the publisher a couple of years ago. I liked it. Windfall by Diksha Basu. Sold by Patricia McCormack. It's a signed copy.
Nice.
Because I met the author. This was when I was in high school as well. No, I wasn't in high school. I was tutoring in high school.
Okay.
So read We Need Good Names by Violet Bulawayo. This is actually a pseudonym. The author's from Zimbabwe,
Yeah,
so I've read that one. Wolf Hall. I read some of it, but I read not enough to say that I read like halfway. I'm gonna put it there anyway. We'll decide on that category. I read this years ago. I really like these books, these Barnes & Noble classics.
Okay.
I wish that when I had seen them, I had bought the whole set, because I really wish that I had more of these books, but I only got one. But yes, I've read that. Have not read that. Make Will It Serve? This book is almost 1,000 pages. So no, I haven't read it.
I'm working on Gandhi right now. No
It's
problem.
1,063 pages.
What's the problem?
It's at the end. Yeah. And it's about drug addiction. Not really my favorite thing to read about. I'm not sure why I bought it if I'm not planning to read it, but I'm going to read it at some point.
Okay.
Maybe I should bring this on the trip.
Maybe. Showing off.
I read this. This is essays about women who were very influential. Some famous scientists like Marie Curie and her daughter are in this book. I read this a few months ago. I told you about this book.
This is one of the black people who are all slave owners.
Yes.
I remember that?
Okay, so you picked this for me just to give me a boost for the game?
Yeah.
Aww, you're so sweet.
Completely.
I read this. This is a memoir. This woman.
Bob Dylan?
It looks like it, but no, this is a woman.
Oh, sorry.
She's a journalist, a war correspondent of some kind, and she traveled as a journalist, and then she met and married a diplomat, and so now she moved from dirty wars to polished silver.
Didn't they make a movie on that one? And Miranda Frost, that was her character in Bond, but I forget her real name. But there was a movie made about, she was a journalist, and like she had an eye patch on and stuff like that.
This came out probably before that. This was a few years ago.
I agree, but I was thinking it looks like maybe based on but maybe not.
This came out in 2017. I got this from a publisher to review.
Okay.
Hemingway, I have not read. The only Hemingway book I've ever read was Old Man and the Sea, and I read that in high school.
Yes, me too. Well, I have read it For Whom the Bell Tolls.
But neither of us have read The Sun Also Rises. So maybe
I read what was his name? Robert somebody?
250 book.
This was to blow up the bridge and then
read, loved. Okay. I read this a few years ago, The Productivity Project. I've read most of this book. I think I might have read all of this book, but I didn't read it like cover to cover, so I can't say that I've read the whole thing because I might have skipped a few pages. It's like this. It's questions that are very interesting and engaging, and it gives scientific answers to these kind of random. So I bike to class sometimes. It's annoying biking in the wintertime because it's so cold. How fast would I have to bike for my skin to warm up the way a spacecraft heats up during re-entry? Yeah, those kinds of questions.
Okay.
So I read it. I just didn't read it in sequential order. And this, no, I haven't read it. Love May Fail by Matthew Quick.
Okay.
I actually paid a lot of money for this book too. I think.
New York Times with the
That's
Silver
author
Linings
of the
Playbook.
Silver Linings Playbook, which is why I bought the book. Didn't read it. So of the 20, I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The percentage.
That's 60%. If we count these two that I've read half, then it's 13. No?
No.
Fine.
No counting this book.
Fine. So still 60%, which is better than I usually do in a bookstore. So I guess if we play this game at home with my books, the odds are better.
There you go.
So that's it. That's what's on the table. Thanks for playing.
I'll be here all the week.